Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on a Florida teen that stalked and killed his gay crush after being exposed. June 23rd, 2022. Daytona Beach police responded to a weapons complaint at 1:54 a.m. after multiple gunshots disturbed what was a peaceful night. Arriving on scene, an officer observed a black male laying on the sidewalk, bleeding from several gunshots. A total of 6 spent shell casings could be seen around his body, giving the officer the impression that the shooter was either with the victim or waited for the victim before shooting him. No vehicles and no body was seen fleeing the area as officers had arrived. An immediate search for a firearm was conducted, but no weapon was found. And at 2:06 a.m., Daytona Fire and Rescue pronounced the male deceased. An officer conducted a rapid ID on the body, which is a fast and accurate fingerprint scan that confirms whether or not the person has a criminal history by running the print through a database. A match was found, and the body was positively identified as 19-year-old Teelan man, who was arrested back in February after fleeing a traffic stop. His body laid at an intersection which was the beginning of an apartment complex, and officers would soon learn his sister resided inside. A detective made contact with the sister, who said he left the home. Ring camera footage confirmed he left on foot at 1:51 a.m., meaning he was killed just 3 minutes later. His sister further told detectives Teelan, who went by the name Cash, was gay and promiscuous. His cell phone was located 10 feet from his body, and his sister gave consent to search the phone, even providing the password. With his Instagram still logged in, detectives were able to view his most recent conversation with an account named Fuck You 2 times. The conversation would start earlier in the day as the account made multiple advances to see Cash. Later in the night, the two would try and find a place to meet, as neither of them had access to a vehicle at the time, and the two would exchange nude pictures and videos as the conversation became sexual. Cash asked for a face pic, to which the account tries to play it off saying, "Ben showed you, girl." Cash would respond by saying, "No you didn't," and the account would send a face pic. It's unclear whether or not Cash recognized the pic or thought it was fake, as his reply was, "Don't be playing nah." When Cash said he was going to video chat the account claimed to be busy. Cash said he didn't remember seeing him at the beach day, but the account was able to recall exactly what Cash was wearing that day. When Cash asked if he had an iPhone, the account said nah, Droid. While obviously avoiding FaceTime, Cash was still willing to meet. For the next hour and 40 minutes, the two would communicate back and forth as the account went to meet Cash, with Cash questioning where he was, as he asked him to send pics of his location. Cash would video chat him twice, but he wouldn't answer, and at 1:33 a.m., Cash gave him his sister's address. At 1:49, the account said outside, and at 1:51, the last message Cash would ever send said, "That's you hiding?" But the message was undelivered, as the account Cash had been messaging was already disabled. Detectives were able to retrace the steps of the unidentified account as having passed Campbell Middle School. Accessing surveillance video, the suspect can be seen riding a bicycle past the school at 1:07 a.m. and taking a flash photo consistent with the Instagram messages, where Cash was asking for a photo of the suspect's location while providing directions. The suspect can be seen riding off on a beach cruiser styled bike with a basket, while wearing a light colored sweater and black pants with reflective material at the bottom of the pants leg. At 1:40, detectives observed the suspect on street camera without the bicycle. Surveillance footage from a nearby apartment complex would capture the suspect 5 minutes later, stopping to take another picture while concealing his face. The picture was sent at the exact time he can be seen on camera at the apartments. Detectives were then able to retrieve footage of the actual shooting from the apartments Cash's sister lived in. It showed the suspect walking up before kneeling behind a grass hill where he concealed himself. Cash saw him hiding as he texted it to him, and as Cash remained on the sidewalk, the suspect came out, walking right up on Cash before gunning him down. Over the next week, the same way detectives were able to trace the suspect to the scene, they were able to follow his escape. Making his way through various areas, he could be seen shirtless, holding his sweater, and hiding behind bushes to avoid being sighted by traffic. At one point, he hides behind an RV, and at another point, he can be seen walking his bicycle by an apartment. The video trail would lead detectives to a small home located 48 minutes away from the murder scene. The Bethune-Cookman College just so happened to neighbor the small home, and the college's surveillance cameras just so happened to capture the suspect leaving the home just before 1 a.m. He can be seen entering the home at 2:50, roughly an hour after the murder, which was the approximate amount of time it would take to get back on foot. A search warrant was signed and executed at 211 Garden Street, and verbal commands were given to 19-year-old Jakari Webb, who ran from officers before being taken down by a canine unit. A search of the residence produced a 9mm handgun, and next to it was a light-colored sweater. A short clip of the surveillance video was shown to a resident within the home, who positively identified Jakari as the one seen on video. Jakari was then arrested and charged with resisting arrest and violating probation. While at the Daytona Beach Police Department, Jakari told detectives he'd been home the day leading up to the murder. When asked if he rides a bicycle, he stated he sometimes rode a gray beach cruiser. Detectives showed Jakari ring camera footage to which Jakari identified himself. He claimed to be on his way to his mom's house, but when confronted by detectives, he changed his story. Detectives cut the bullshit, letting Jakari know they had video of him in the area of the murder and walking all the way back to his house. Jakari pretended he didn't know what they were talking about before eventually admitting to shooting Cash, claiming he did it in self-defense after Cash attacked him with a knife. He said he took the knife from Cash after he shot him before detectives told him they have the shooting on video. That's when Jakari admitted there was never a knife. He told detectives he created a fake Instagram account and had been using it to talk to Cash for the last 5 months. He claimed Cash had told people a few years back that he was gay, and people started believing it. So he made the fake Instagram to get back at Cash. He claimed shooting him was an accident, but confirmed the weapon police recovered was the same one that he used to kill him. Due to an overwhelming amount of evidence and Jakari Webb's own confession, he was charged with first-degree premeditated murder. He admitted to stalking Cash for an alleged rumor that essentially exposed him as being gay, and running from his truth, he decided to murder Cash as revenge. But even in the hours leading up to the murder, he still asked Cash for nude pictures, exchanging sexual advances as he obviously was attracted to Cash. It was his own shame and embarrassment at the thought of being exposed that caused him to take the life of someone who wasn't afraid to be themselves. Jakari remains in the Volusia County Jail and is alleged to be on suicide watch, while the state may pursue the case as a hate crime and a punishment of death. Now, this is an interesting case, and I really dove into this case. I reached out to family members of Cash. I reached out to friends. I tried to find out as much information about Jakari as I could. Was he gang affiliated or anything like that? Because that would put him in jeopardy, right? If you're exposed as being a gay gang member, that would be a reason for them to do something to you. But he didn't have any of those affiliations, which it means his life wasn't in jeopardy. He didn't have to go and kill Cash. He got exposed for being gay, so fucking what? It's 2022. Everybody would have got over it in a few months. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of a fucking deal in this day and age. But it was to him. To the point that he went and killed somebody that did nothing except for be themselves. But this kid's fucked. He's already been charged with first-degree premeditated murder, which carries a max punishment of death. The state hasn't decided if they intend on seeking death, but they may also include a hate crime, which just solidifies that he's never going to be coming home. 19 years old, he just ruined his life after ending the life of another 19-year-old. And literally over nothing. He was already exposed as being gay at whatever point in time. And I mean, to be honest with you, Cash's friends say he never exposed him. So I'm not sure how that came out, but they're saying Cash didn't do it. He felt some type of way, whether he had a crush on Cash and he was trying to blame him for being gay himself. I don't fucking know. But it drove him to do what he did. He literally stalked him for months. The sexting back and forth. And it ended how it ended. But a quick message for y'all out there. I mean, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody specifically, but if y'all think that killing a motherfucker is gonna save you from being exposed, I mean, bro, inside of prison, you have gay gangsters. They're living their truth in there. Because once you're in there and you're not going home, they don't give a fuck no more. If you're like that out here, just be like that. Ain't no shame in your game. Just do what you do. Don't be fucking up your whole life and ending someone else's life because you're afraid of being exposed and you care that much about other people's opinions. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. Till next time.